Good day, everyone. So, welcome to another lesson in hypothesis testing under the population proportion. Okay, so in this lesson, we will just focusing on a one-tailed test. Alright, so this time, population proportion na tayo. Tapos na tayo dun sa population mean. So, ano ibig sabihin ng hypothesis for population proportion? It is used to compare a proportion in one group to specified population proportion. So, ayan na tayo dito comparing. So, yun naman talaga yung isa sa mga main purpose of having a proportion. May comparing na mangyayari. So, to one group to a specified group or specified population. Alright? So, here's the formula. So, you have here below. So, ano pong ibig sabihin ng mga yan? So, allow me to elaborate more. So, that will be Z is equal to P hat minus the hypothesized population proportion over the square root of hypothesized population proportion times 1 minus hypothesized population proportion over n. So, again, P hat is sample proportion, P sub O, that would be hypothesized population proportion, and N will be the sample size. So, what are the steps in hypothesis testing for population proportion? So, merong pagbabago kung ikukumpara natin to sa steps dun sa ating population mean. So, minimal lang naman yung changes. So, first, ayun, same pa rin. Mag-start tayo by stating our null and alternative. Second, we need to choose between one-tailed or two-tailed. Next is we need to find the level of significance. Letter D, find the critical value. E, solve for the formula for population proportion. So ito yung isa sa mga nadagdag. F, plot your answer in your normal curve. And letter G, decision, and H will be our conclusion. So, meron tayong decision na nadagdag and as you can see, nawawala na yung choose between Z-test or T-test. Kasi nga po, meron na kayong formula na kailangang sundin under the Z. So, pag population proportion ang pinag-uusapan natin, hindi na po tayo gagamit ng T-test. Alright? So, let's start. Number 1. A car company believes that the percentage of residents in city ABC that own a vehicle is 60% or less. A sales manager disagrees with this one. He conducts a hypothesis test surveying 250 residents and found out that 170 respondents responded yes to owning a vehicle. At a 10% level of significance, is there enough evidence to support the idea that the vehicle ownership in city ABC is 60 or less? Okay? So again, meron tayong ditong initial claim and meron tayong researcher claim. So dapat malinaw yan kasi dyan mo sisimula kung ano ang ilalagay natin sa null and alternative. So what's the initial claim right here? A car company believes that the percentage of residents in city ABC that own a vehicle is 60% or less. So, yung percent natin dyan, kaya siya naging proportion kasi meron na tayong percentage value. Hindi na siya average value na siya. Hindi na siya ganoon. Kaya hindi na siya maglalay doon sa ating mean. Babagsak na siya sa proportion. Alright. I hope clear tayo sa part na yon. Then, as you can see, our null will be less than or equal to 0.60. Bakit po 0.60? So, as you can see class, kung babasahin ko po ulit yung statement dito, sabi, a car company believes that the percentage of residents in city ABC that own a vehicle is 60% or less. So, 60% daw or less. Yun yung unang claim. So, it's either 60 or mas mababa pa sa 60. And take note, kailangan yung 16 convert natin sa decimal. And that's the reason why you have here 0.60 or it can be 0.6. Okay? It can be those two. Alright? Next, sabi, trabahuin natin yung HA. Again, ang trabaho ng HA is to contradict as well. So, ibig sabihin, kung may less than ka dito, ano bang kabaliktaran ng less than? And that would be greater than. So automatically, your HA becomes a P for proportion greater than 0.60. I hope those two hypothesis is clear. Because sabi nga ng sales manager, disagree with this. So hindi siya naniniwalang mas mababa. So ibig sabihin, naniniwala siyang mas mataas. Alright? Okay. I hope it's clear. Kasi ang sinasabi kasi na initial mababa. So, yun yung ating null and alternative. Second, choose between one-tailed or two-tailed. Since upon your observation, titingnan natin, upon your observation, I want you to observe that the HA right here, the symbol of our HA is greater than. And all we know, kapag greater than yun or less than, ang gagawin po natin or ang pipiliin natin is a one-tailed test. Kasi, sabi ko nga ng mga previous video, malalaman lang natin kung two-tailed yon if the symbol under HA will be a not equal. But in this case, it is greater than, so that's the reason why it is a one-tailed test. Okay, so we're done with the first two step. Next one, alright, level of significance. Okay, hanapin natin yung level of significance. So sabi, at a 10% significance level, so hindi na siya kailangan din i-solve. Okay, kasi ang susolve lang naman natin level of significance if ever kapag confidence level ang binibigay. So kapag significance level na mismo binibigay, we'll just convert it to decimal kung naka-percentage value siya. In this case, naka-percentage value siya, which is 10%. So I convert lang natin into decimal. So just move 2 decimal places to your left and that would be 0.10. So yun po yung ating value ng alpha. So in this case, our letter C, which is level of significance, alpha will be 0.10. Hindi na natin sinolve because the example right here is already stated kung ano po yung level of significance. Right? Letter D, find the critical value. Again, madali nang hanapin yung critical value kapag nasa proportion ka. Again, since ito ay z-test, hindi na rin tayo gagamit ng degrees of freedom. Okay? So, allow me to proceed with the table right here para malaman natin kung ano po ang ating critical value. Remember that our tail is a one-tail. Tama? Ang ginagawa natin this time is a one-tail test. So, ang tail na ginagamit natin is one-tail. So, mamaya, makita natin bakit one-tail because isa lang ang isi-shade natin na buntot sa ating curve. Okay. Then, as you remember, the level of significance that we have a while ago is 0.10 or 0.1. Okay? Again, stated na yan dun sa ating given. So, you have a one-tail, at the same time, you have level of significance, which is 0.10. Next thing that you need to do is go po doon sa pinakailalim, focusing on Z. Okay? So, makikita nyo on the screen na nakatutok yung arrow sa Z. Why? Kasi hindi na natin kailangan ng T. Alright, di na natin kailangan ng T, di na natin kailangan ng degrees of freedom, so diretso kayo dun sa pinakailalim, which is Z. And look for the intersection value of your 0.10 and the Z value below. And as you can see, that will be 1.282. And that should be your critical value. Again, same sila ng pagkuha ng critical value kapag z-test din ng population mean. So, there's no difference. Okay? Population mean, population proportion, same sila. Kasi kapag z-value ang hinahanap, wala na tayong degrees of freedom na magaganap. Okay? So, after one tail, after identifying level of significance, diretso ka na dun sa z-value sa ibaba. So, since upon our observation, the critical value will be 1.282. So, balik na tayo doon sa ating previous slide. So, pwede natin state dito that our critical value is 1.282. Okay? Next, the fifth is we need to solve the formula for population proportion. So, this time, ito yung pinagkaiba ng mean and proportion. Meron tayong solving na mangyayari na hindi tayo mamimili between T or Z test. Kasi automatically, there is a problem na nakapokus tayo sa Z. At merong formula na kailangan natin i-execute. And that would be this one. Z is equal to the sample proportion minus the hypothesized population proportion divided by square root of hypothesized population proportion quantity 1 minus hypothesized population proportion divided by the sample size. Okay? So first, I just write my formula so that as we go along, lagi nyo matatandaan yung formula. So, lagi kayo mag-start by writing the formula. Kahit sobrang galing na natin sa pag-solve, please, sulat nyo pa rin ang lagi yung formula. That makes, at least, in that way, mas maaalala niyo yung formula, lalo pag examination yung pinag-uusapan natin. The second one is we need to write all the given based on our example. So what are given? What are given right here? So P hat, or sorry, population hypothesis population proportion is equal to 0.60. Okay, saan ko po nakuha yon? Yun po yung value kanina, 60% or less. Okay, next one is our N. 250 po yung ating sample size o yung tinanong. So, if ever nalito kayo, you can go back to the previous slide, which is this one. Ayan, 60%. At the same time, there is 250 residents na na-test. Okay, meron sila po yung ating sample size. Okay? Next, balik tayo doon. Ano pa? P-hat. Okay. We need to find also the value per p-hat. Pero solvable siya. Okay? Minsan kasi hindi siya binibigay dun sa example. Kaya ang gagawin natin is to solve. Magpo-focus tayo dun sa mga tinanong. Kaya ang gagawin, yung numerator natin, yung response, and yung denominator is a number of respondents. Meaning, kung sino yung sumagot na pabor dun sa researcher at yung sino yung overall ay divided by lahat ng tinanong. Ulit, yung numerator po natin, yung number of response, and yung denominator, yung number of respondents. Example, kung tinanong ay ilan sa inyo may laptop, at kaya 10 yung tinanong mo, ilan sa inyo may laptop, 8 sumagot, so yung 8, yun yung numerator, at yung lahat ng tinanong, yun yung denominator, which is yung 10. Okay, I hope that part clear tayo. No? So, ano po yung response natin? So, yung response natin is 170. Paano natin nakita, o paano natin nasabi 170 ng response? So, as you can see, let's go back to the problem. Sabi, 170 responded yes. So, sila yung mga sumagot ng pabor doon sa sales manager. So, sila yung nag-response ng yes. So, automatically daw po yung numerator at lahat po ng tinanong, yun po yung ating magiging denominator. So, balik po tayo doon. So, mangyayari po is 170 divided by 250 and that would be 0.68. So, your p-hat value is 0.68. Okay? So, meron ka ng hypothesized population proportion, which is 0.60. Meron ka ng N, which is 250. At meron ka ng value ng p-hat, which is 0.68. And what's next? You need to substitute. So, basically, we will now starting solving this one. So, again, papalitan na natin lahat. So, from p-hat, kung mapapansin natin, from p-hat right here, naging 0.68 na siya because upon our observation, the p-hat is now 0.68. Next one, our hypothesized population proportion, it is 0.60, and just substitute all the values right here. So that would be the first step. Okay? The second one is we need to simplify. Solve for the numerator and the value inside the parentheses. So, guided tayo dito sa pag-solve. Kasi there's an instruction in solving population proportion. And I guess, some of you can answer this one easily. So, pwedeng gawin sa calculator agad-agad. And some of you is already having a good background when it comes to mathematics. So, magaling kayo mag-solve. So, kahit hindi nyo nasundin yung step by step na ginagawa ko dito, ito lang po para sa karamihan na medyo nalilito kapag nagsisimplify na kung sino ba dapat unahin at paano natin malalaman na tama yung inuuna natin. Okay? So, first one is sinolve natin yung numerator. So, 0.68 minus 0.60 and that is 0.08. Yung red, naka-red po. Yan po yung mga value na na-solve natin. Yung 0.68 minus 0.60, that is 0.08. Next, mag-minus din po tayo dito. Kinuha rin natin yung difference between 1 and 0.60 and the result is 0.40. So, yung lahat po na naka-red, yun po yung mga bago na nakuha natin upon our observation or our computation. Next, susunod naman na natin gawin is solve for the denominator. Tingnan natin kung anong pwede nga ma-solve sa denominator. As you can see, maaari natin ma-solve yung 0.60 at 0.40 and the result is 0.24. So again, nakuha yung 0.24 sa pag-multiply ng 0.60 at 0.40. Okay? Next, Ano bang pwede natin gawin dito? Kunin yung value na neto. Kunin yung value netong dalawa, which is 0.24 divided by 250, and the answer is 0.0096. Let me repeat. Again, after you get the value between 0.60, right here, itong dalawa, 0.60 and 0.40, ang gagawin nyo naman po, after you get that one, i-divide nyo po sila. Okay? And the answer is 0.0096. Ayan, sige po. Magpo-pause muna ako saglit. Ayan, pakitignan po kung saan po tayo nahihirapan. And from time to time, pwede nyo pong balikan yung part na nahihirapan kayo. You can at least rewind na lang later on yung ating video na kung saan magpapalinaw ng mga questions sa utak ninyo. Okay? So, ayan. Next. Ano pa bang pwede nating magawa dyan? Ano pa bang maaaring nating magawa? Very good. Kung gagawin natin, kunin natin yung square root value nito. Ito. Ano bang square root value ng 0.0096? You can actually solve that one using your calculator. And that would be 0.30983.86676. Again, saan nakuha itong value na ito? Saan nakuha yan? Dito po. Nung sinolve po natin. Ang sabi, kunin natin square root value. So, square root of 0.0096, and the answer is 0.30983.86676. And as you can see, katulad ng mga ginagawa ko sa ibang video natin, hindi po ako nag-round off until ma-reach ko po yung final answer. Okay? So, next, isa na lang. We need to divide our numerator to your denominator. And 0.08 divided by 0.30983.86676. And the result is 2.58198890.327. So, huwag nyo na munang pansinin yung naka-red na yan. Focus muna tayo dun sa sagot. Okay. Ngayon, nandito na tayo sa last part, which is we already get the quotient between your numerator and your denominator. What's next? You need to round off. Again, same pa rin yan na mga ginagawa before. Round off your answer in 2 decimal places. Why? Paano naging 2.58 yan? Anong reason po? As upon our observation, ang kasunod ng 8 class is 1. And all we know, kapag 0 to 4, yung ating digit na sumusunod dun sa pangalawang digit ng decimal natin, ang gagawin po natin simply cancel all and just get the 2 decimal places. And that's it. Kasi pag 5 to 9 yan, nag-range siya from 5 to 9, mag-add tayo ng 1. In this case, kasi pumasok siya sa bracket ng 0 to 4, kaya hindi po tayo mag-add ng 1. Okay? Next. Kung makita nyo po dito, naka-ready na yung aking answer doon sa aking normal curve. Kasi, nilagay ko na rin dito yung critical value. So, dito, makikita nyo yung critical value. Nandito na siya. Ayan na siya. Ayan. It is just only an estimation. So, my estimated value right here is this one. So, what is this? That's the critical value of 1.282. So, sana ganun din tayo mag-estimate. Kahit pa paano, medyo may makatotohanan. Okay? Then, next thing that I did is, pinlat ko yung test statistic. Yung ating z-value or ating test statistic kung i-compare natin sa population mean. And our result right here, ating z-value under the population is 2.58. Saan nakuha to? Yung sagot natin sa letter G. So, since, pakitingnan, since your our z-value natin, yung z-test value natin is nag-lie. Ayun, pumasok siya dun, Umasok siya o tumama siya dun sa tinatawag na critical region. In other words, the shaded or the rejection region. What is now your conclusion? Okay. Now, before we go to conclusion, what is your decision? Anong desisyon natin? Paano natin madidesisyonan to? Sino yung i-accept, sino yung i-reject? Yung HO ba yung HA? Tingnan yung mabuti yung ating test statistic, yung ating z-score at yung ating z-value on your normal curve and ating shaded value. Tingnan nyo po na mabuti. Tumama. Diba? Tumama po yung ating solve kanina, yung value natin ng z, which is 2.58. And what's your decision? Since tumama yung ating test statistic or ating z-value doon sa shaded region, okay? Tumama doon sa shaded region, therefore, your HO must be rejected. So, basically, yung initial claim doon sa problem is hindi natin pwedeng i-accept. Why? Because yung researcher claim, yung sales manager, yun yung bibigyan natin ng yun yung ating i-accept. The reason behind is this. Na-reject yung null, automatically, i-accept natin yung HA. Okay? And what is your decision or conclusion? Conclusion is, the claim of the car company has no enough evidence to support that the idea that the vehicle ownership in City ABC is 60% or less. So, it is false. So, our conclusion is we just answering what is the statement or what is our example a while ago. Since na-reject natin yung null, hindi natin papanigan yung ating initial claim. Ano ba initial claim? Yung company claim. Alright. So, hindi natin siya susuportahan kasi na-reject natin yung kanyang claim Kasi inaccept naman natin yung ating researcher claim. So, meaning, kung babalikan natin yung problem, ang tama at papanigan natin dito is si sales manager. Kasi, based on our hypothesis testing process, si sales manager ang may katotohanan. Si sales manager ang nagsasabi ng katotohanan. At si car company maybe outdated na. Siguro nagdaan na yung maraming panahon bago niya nasabi. Bago na-establish yung gantong initial claim. Siguro, dahil naging maunlad yung kanilang community, naniwala yung sales manager na mas mataas na yung merong sasakyan sa kanilang city. And that will be the wrap up of our discussion for this lesson. Alright? So that's the wrap up and I hope marami po kayong natutunan in this lesson. Alright? So before I end this video presentation, allow me to give you a task number 12, which is this one. Okay? You can do this one at your home and I hope you will get it right. Alright? So God bless everyone and stay safe.